My man.
Good morning, everyone. Let's get our soda open. Today's a snow day for me, so I don't have to work, which is awesome. We will be consuming Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Get all sugared up and then do some modding. We're going to work on the thermometer. No, either the thermometer or the calendar this stream. I pretty much I did some modding last night, past couple days. So I've pretty much mapped out, like, we have windows fully working. I'll cycle through them just to make sure, but we have the small windows, the doors open and close, snow piles up correctly when you place them in walls. And then we have the large windows where you can, like, mix and match and make whatever you want. Hey, Quixote, how's it going? Mm-mm-mm. What I'm actually looking for now before we jump into that is I had the idea. I need to try and figure out if there's a way that a block can identify when it's inside, just like the storage vessel. So I'm looking at the storage vessel's code, I guess, just to see if anything pops out at me. You know, because I see something like this, right? The parish rate. Working 5, but going well. Yeah, I lucked out. We got a pretty big snowstorm around here. Um, Honestly, it wasn't that big. I was very surprised, but work has been closed. So I get a free paid day off. Boop. Definitely love it. You know, I think this may actually have what I'm looking for. This room, so block entity container dot room. This room reg get room for position. I'm not sure if that has to do with, like, room as in it's in an enclosed area, or room as in you're trying to place it down and there is room for it to be there, right? Within that one block space. Let's pursue this room registry. What even is this? See, no room here. That kind of makes me think that no rooms here. This may not be what I think it is. Get rooms for position. Find rooms for position. I don't know. It seems like it's on that hairy edge. Oh. Oh, jeez. You want to ban them? I should probably just... I probably should just make you a mod in my stream. Because I trust you, you know? Like, oh, how do you even do that? I don't know. I'll have to look at that. I mean, you know, the funny thing is, it's kind of flattering when a bot comes in because I'm like, huh, someone is watching. Someone has taken the time to come in and say hi. Oh, slash mod. Boop. I don't know if it did it, but there we go. Booyah. Hmm. Oh, let me show you Quixote. While I got the game up. So I'm redoing the Vice Blocks mod. Time set day. Okay, so I added you know, just a bunch of little things. Like, right, I'm trying to think of all the things that I want. So, like, chimneys, beds. Let me actually leave this world and go to a real one where there's temperature. Here we go. The cheese works again. And I'm noticing as I'm programming, the wrench that they put in the game, that wrench is kind of borked a little bit. Like, it's weird. Like, things don't work like you would expect them to. So slash time set day. I added windows, different kinds of windows, and the windows can be opened and closed. Be right back, coffee. All right. But I'll set up some stuff here when you get back. Here, I guess we'll put it here. And we'll do it from this side. And let's chisel this out a little bit. So we could do something. Yeah, then this one we can have it be something like that. Right? So I'm not sure if you're, I don't know if you'll be back, but I'll talk about it when I know you're back. But yeah, I mean, everything seems to be working quite well. Beep, beep. And it looks like the glass does frost over when it snows. Chimneys now have the snow on top of them. So a lot of little quality of life changes. All right, so while we wait, let's just try to pull this back in. So position in room. This may actually be skylight count. This may actually be like a what I'm looking for. Because like it's trying to get the parish rate for things. So what are we doing? We're getting the position. We are looking at the climate. Skylight proportion. Soil temp weight. So is small room. Get light level. Because like my thought is like if this, is in room or however, well, let's see what we can add. Let's come down to here. I will do it on. I gotta do it through the entity here. So we'll do it on tick, and I'm just gonna make an if statement, just cause. So if this dot block dot room, no. Huh. So if this room is small room, so I mean this would be a boolean, right? So if this room is small room, I feel like this isn't gonna do what I want it to, because I mean, what's the difference between a small room and just a room, right? Let's see what this even does. We'll look at everything for is small room and see how it thinks it's processing what a room is. This is all it is. Great. Room registry. Okay, is small room. Is the seller and exit count equals 0? Hmm. So then this is trying to act like this would never be true because this isn't, so small room must be like the, well, I guess seller, right? I don't think this would ever actually be true. Let's look at his small room here. So if this room.exit count, non-cooling wall count, cooling wall count, this is actually pretty complex. I like that. Definitely like that. So if this room equals null, this room equals this room, right? Get room for position, this position. Okay, so it looks like we go through and see like if there is no room, we try to get something from the room. That may actually be very important. We may have to do this check. Quixote! Oh, you're back. Nice. So I'll hop back into the world. So my new thing is I went through and touched on everything. I added some quality of life stuff because I had to fix a lot anyways. And this was the first mod that I ever made, so like I had to dial back and reformat all of my code to like how I do it now, just because I know more now. So things like the chimneys, they now will have snow on top of them. So, just a little more ambiance. The big thing I recently added, like I fixed some stuff with like the gravestones and whatnot, but the big thing are the windows. And there are two types. There are the kind where it's just like the small window you can open and close. In the winter, or actually when the temperature is below freezing, you will have snow build up here and your windows will fog a little bit, as you can see. In the summertime, the windows, these small windows, when they're open, they act as a flower and they attract the passive butterflies to your. Ideally, depending on butterfly logic, they'll be more likely to fly towards your open window. They can't come in, but they can kind of like hover around outside. And then I have the advanced windows, which are these, and you could take a hammer and chisel and you could turn them into a lot of different things. So you can make fancy windows like this pretty easily. You can make them as big as you want because you can just cycle through. What if there's a block over the window? Yep, there will still be snow. I had to fix that. See, like, we still got snow here. I can put as many blocks as I want, and there will still be snow. And if you open it, you can still do it. The thing is, it's that I found out that temperature in the game is kind of like a server kind of global setting. So like when you're inside and you're getting warmed by the fire, the temperature inside is still considered the temperature outside. It's just you have other factors coming in. So the annoying part about this is like this one's inside, it's going to act like it's outside because I look at the temperature instead of like actual snow conditions and snow piling up. Beep, beep. But when it's above 0 degrees, the snow will melt. So yeah, this is this was a labor of love. I definitely like it. There we go. See, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. Boop. And see, like it actually keeps the snow on the windowsill. And again, if you are up here and you have something like this, right, your snow will stay. And then the neat part is too, like depending on what you're doing. So like if you suddenly want like the ledges there, and you want to turn it into something like that, you don't have to like wait. Like the snow, because it knows that it should have snow if there is a windowsill there, it will automatically choose that one for you. So yeah, I definitely like this quite a bit. And something else too, whenever you break this stuff, it should give you what I would want you to have back. So for instance, even though this is like the weird curved piece, it gives you back like the full, like I called it the base. So everything will stack neatly. So then you could put it back down and, see how, like, right in the beginning, there's no fog or anything, and then the window freezes up. /times. Let's do game mode 2. There we go. Starting to freeze. But yeah, figure big windows. I may make a version of this to where it acts like soil, so you can like have a cellar, and you could use the tinted glass. Maybe I'll make it, and you'll be able to like look inside and see what's going on in your cellar while it's still acting like a cellar. I always hated that you had to like bury everything in the ground. It's like, come on. Eventually you have enough technology to where, I should be able to look in there if I want. Boop, boop, boop. See, for that, briefly placed it down, and then it rethinks, and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to have snow. But yeah. Boop. So yeah, that's what I was working on. I got that all. Everything's working quite well. What the hell is this? This room equals this red. Oh, that's probably the room registry. Get room for position. See, what I was looking at is should I try to make it to where like the block can detect if it's in a room? But now that I'm thinking about it, this isn't even going to work. So I'm just going to get rid of it. Because technically it would be in a room being one of the walls of the room. So I think it's just something that people are going to have to deal with. Like if people really want like windows for like indoors, which I don't see why you would want it. Like I could make an indoor version pretty easily, and then it just doesn't accumulate any snow. But yeah, okay. So I guess I'll close that. So we probably should work on the calendar next. Beep, beep. I made a. We'll go back into the test world. What if there's a block over the? Oh, okay, I read that already. So we'll look at the base block. We'll make sure that it functions the way I want. I'm thinking that this is basically going to be like a painting.
Oh my.
Oh, and I added more paintings. I have 3 different kinds now. I have a painting of memories for Super Nintendo, Sega, and ordinary Nintendo. So each one has 16 images that you cycle through. Ordinary Nintendo, nothing changed on that, right? It's all the classic games. Boop, boop. And then the SNES has like Mario, Mario Kart, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Metroid, like all the hits, right? Mega Man, Castlevania, Kirby. Some of the pictures I do have to like maybe give a little love for it. And then of course the old Sega Genesis, Sonic, Earthworm Jim, all the Sonics. I like that one. But yeah, remember that stupid dolphin game? My friend used to play that, and I'm like, I I thought it was dumb. The Aladdin, Toe Jam and Earl. I used to love this Taz game too for the Sega.
Unacceptable!
And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Couple of the classics. No love for Sega Master System, just Genesis. Yeah, the Genesis is the one that I really played. That was my baby. Oh man. But yeah, so there's that as well. Oh, and I did a lot of work on the storage beds. The storage beds are completely different now. Not only did the model change, but there are certain things you can do. Like if you make one of the comfort dolls now, here we'll just pull out this one, and then if you take like some kind of cloth, we'll use purple. So what you can do is you can actually open it up. I increased the storage size, so you got an 8 slot storage now. And then what you can do is if you put a doll in the slot, um, it will actually show up on your bed, and whenever you sleep, it will passively give you the heal. You don't have to like have the doll in your hand. You can if you want, but like you could just put the doll in. And then if you want to, you could put sheets on your bed. Oh, looks like I gotta fix that. But ideally, you could put sheets on your bed, and you'll be able to sleep through temporal storms with that. The beds can sleep up to 9.5 hours, and these beds will warm a player. And Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know what that is. Wait, isn't that game where it's like you're stuck in like that horror game? No, it was not intentional. I just thought a little bear because I don't know. Bear is like my spirit animal. Little teddy bear with a bow tie and a little hat. Oh, and I did something else too. When you sleep, it's positioned to where the bear you actually hold it. So, like your bear or the other doll, you actually like it's like you're sleeping with it. And I am curious as to why this is not. Oh, this could be before I made the changes. Let me just break this. Okay, let's place it. It's gonna reset. Pop the cloth on. No, it's actually oops, kind of borked. Oop. Let's get more cloth here. Oh, I think I know what it is. Damn it. So we'll put these sheets on. Yeah, it's probably going to do it to all of them. This problem had come up before. I fixed it. I think in auditing my code, I may have unfixed it. So that's a bug to... It's a good thing I'm going through this. We'll pick green this time. Boop, boop. Because, like, there should be a change. Yeah, fun. I've never seen it, but I recognize the bear. Who knows? Maybe it's like a subconscious thing for me. Okay, have to get ready for morning meeting. Be back in a bit, I hope. All right, good luck on that meeting, Quixote. I'll be here drinking my soda. I already feel twitchy. Hmm. Slash time set day. You know what? We're just going to turn off time. We're going to keep it statically at fly mode. Thought there was a way you could do it. I could turn off weather. I don't know. It's probably in a game rule or something. This is really interesting. We're gonna fix this before going to the thermometer. So it looks like the main part, the head is the main part, and then it's not propagating any changes down. So the question is, we're gonna look at just the storage bed. Um, okay, try place block. This is correct. Because we successfully placed the block. What we are not successfully doing is updating the texture of said block. I wish I remembered how I fixed this. Because I do remember like searching a little bit, finding it, and then being like, oh, that makes sense. And then, you know, and then applying the fix. Get place block interaction help. Okay, so it's not in this. It's in the entity, I'm pretty sure. Okay, entity storage bed. And we are going to be looking for... Yeah, that's looking for certain things here. So I want anything that is trying to give back or look at ID 9. So bed, try unmount. 9 is empty. Okay, so that's during the temporal storms. So if you don't have sheets on your bed, you can't sleep through a temporal storm. That's the inventory. So that just makes it to where you can only lock in certain things. Like in the doll slot, you can only put one of my dolls. I'm thinking of maybe making dolls that do other things. But I'm just not sure. Like I would be open for it, but I'm just not sure what what people's suggestions are, because no one gives me suggestions. So okay, unblock remove, that would drop the inventory contents. Unblock broken, that's the same kind of thing. Drop all inventory. So it's got to be down here. Oh, that's right. I called it something else on Fusion Tick. So what are we doing here? If this item does not equal this item, set block state, first code part 2. This, I think, is it. So that sets the first code part. All right, what does set block state do? So I don't need to look at that. Here we go. Set block state. I'm going to make sure that this is even firing. Oh, thank God. See, I knew I did a bunch of troubleshooting before to make sure. Code with variant cloth, code with variant cloth state. So block 1 and block 2. Feet position. Okay. Let's get some test beds. We will use redwood, because I like the contrast of redwood. And we're going to get just a bunch of blue. Boom, place it down. Boom, open it up. Boom, put it in. Okay. Let's fire up some of this, right? Block 1 and block 2. And then we are going to look at the facing as well. Yeah, block 1 and block 2. Okay, so we're going to do this. This should give me a print statement when I take something out. Yes, it does. All right, let's look at what it printed here. All right, so it looks like it got storage bed, redwood, no cloth, head, south, which I believe is right. And then block 1 looks like it got the feet south. So it looks like it's tracking that correctly. We got the position here. We got the position, which is just one less there. The positions in the south. Okay, so that should have done, like, it should have reset both of them. Now let's put cloth in and see. So, boop, open it back up, pop cloth in, and let's look at our statements again. So that's me reopening the inventory. So it looks like redwood blue, head south, block standard storage bed, dash redwood blue feet south. So that's correct. And then for the block storage bed, redwood no cloth feet. Wait a minute. So it did it and then it undid it. Wonder why that is. Oh, that's weird. That is weird because it goes from working to not working. I wonder if it's a server side thing. Get block state. Where's on Fusion Tick? Make sure I'm calling that right. Game registry on Fusion Tick, 100. So it should be pretty snappy. It checks for this. And then we generate whatever the rendering is. Okay. So that is correct. Okay, so that's something that we're saving, getting the item stack. I have a placeholder of rot in there. It's pretty silly. Okay, so I know what I did there. I probably have to change that name in the future. I figured out how to do this in the Ruststones mod. Oh, so I'm pretty sure if this block does not equal null, if this BE, so this block, first code part 2 equals no cloth, set block state no cloth. There may be some flaw with my logic here. So if this item does not equal inventory 9 item stack item, I used to say if this equals blue, update renderer, but that's only the first code part. Okay, so what is the first code part? I guess is my first thing. Use last code part, last code part. If it's north, this position 1 copy north. You know, I wonder if we're gonna try something. So I think we're dealing with south right now. So what if position south? All right, I need to fire up some more of these here. So I'm gonna get rid of this. Paste. I'll make this block number 3. Paste block number 4. The name really doesn't matter. We are going to focus on the south. So I want to see this right here. Paste. And I want to see this right here. Paste. That being said, I also want to make sure that we are even getting into the south, because this is what's responsible for changing the feet. So I can get rid of that, and I could just say got here, exclamation mark. Oh, last code part doesn't like it. It needs a block position. There we go. Okay, fireball it in. All right, we're going to come down to here, output. Okay, so it got to there. Block 3 is getting the position of the south, so let's jump on here. Seven, 8. So it should have increased by 1. Which I can't tell because I commented this out. So what I need to do is have it be like 0, 2, save, save. Because I wonder if it's just looking at the snapshot over here, like it's reversed, and it's like, nope, sorry, can't do it. Can't do what you want. Okay, so it got to there, right? So position 0, and then it increases by 1. Yep, it does increase by 1. Block number 4, last code part is indeed south. If these are both null, return. And they're both not null. Looks like the one successfully got that it's supposed to be the redwood blue head south. The other one, redwood blue feet south. Okay. And then I'm doing an exchange block. I'm getting the position and then the feet position, which is just from the calculation up top. This block equals new block. So then let's get 2 more print statements. Let's put these down here. Oops. So far it looks like it should be updating. Oh, look at that. Got to here? No, it did not. Block air 0. Huh. So it is successfully going through, but this variable is coming up as air, which is not correct. Very interesting. So is that as simple as looking at the last copart for south? Let's do, instead of, here we go, instead of north, we'll do south. Instead of south, we will do north. Maybe it's reversed. Hmm? No, not correct. See, no, we're not really getting it now. All right, set it back. Fireball. Oh, did I not fireball it? I don't think I fireballed it in. So it got that correctly. And then it just spams it. Yeah, then it's saying, I wonder, maybe it's a client side thing. Let's do a check. Let's add that. So we could do this dot, I think we could just go right into world, right? No, it's going to be API. API dot world dot, what is it? Side plus. So we'll get the side, this is printing. I think I only care about these 2 statements down here. This one, it looks like it is correct with what it's trying to do. It really just needs to increase by 1. But it's these 2. I have to make sure that both the client and the server, I bet you the server sees it, it's not sending the update to the client, which means that I have a packet issue. That's the case. So, right, I pulled it out, got to here. Says, yep, no cloth head, no cloth feet. Put it back in. Here we go. Ooh, this is all strictly client. So at first, why is it double? Oh shit, is it because of this? What am I doing here? If block first code part 2 equals no cloth, set block state no cloth, Set block state. So why am I looking at code part 2 here and then code part 1 here? Why isn't this code part 2 for the block state? Let's pull up a, there we go. Copy. Paste. Sure, it could be called update renderer. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means. Okay, so let's copy all of this. All right, and we'll see what code part 1 is trying to send out. It should be a color or no cloth. But if code part 1 is what is it? The wood type, that's completely and utterly wrong. And then what would happen is it would be running this and then coming down and being like, "Oh, sorry, actually it's no cloth." So, blue, blue. Okay, so no, it's sending the color. Then is this supposed to be one? Snowed for you too? Yes, it did, Techhead. Yes, it did. I'm in New York, so yeah, we got some snow. Right now, I got the slow cooker going. We knew the storm was coming, so I could have either made chicken curry, or which my chicken curry is actually getting really good. Freya and I went to we went to get Chinese food from the local place here. We don't have, or not Chinese food, Indian food from the local places here. There are only like two, and out of those two, there's like one good one. But just for our standard meal, because of like inflation and stuff, they're trying to charge us. It would have been like $79, and it's like, nope, not at all. So I'm like, you know what? It's not that hard, right? I got some garam masala, all the seasonings I need, ginger, like it, just make it myself, and it came out really good. So I ended up making a chicken gravy though in the slow cooker. I'm by the Great Lakes, so same. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like kind of right in the middle, south middle of New York. And it came through. Honestly, there wasn't that much snow outside, but there was enough to close all the schools. So that was good. This doesn't make sense to me. This block, first code part 2. But first code part 1, so no cloth. If we come up to the bed, right? So this is position 1. This is position 2. So there's your no cloth right there. I think this, where is it? This needs to be 2. I'm gonna fireball it in. All right, so got to here, right? Storage bed, no cloth. Like it looks like it's correct right there. We're gonna open it back up, and I'm gonna pop this in. Slash time set day. Nope, didn't even change it. Didn't even change it. I probably should just rewrite all this. How you doing, by the way, Techhead? Hope everything's progressing, right? Getting better. Getting better and better. Better. This item equals this. If this block does not equal null, if this block, first code part 2, let's copy this. I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to put a 2 here and a 1 here. I want to take this And we are going to paste it there. Oh, that's why this needs to be a 1. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm setting the block state. Oh, I'm setting it based on the cloth that's in the item, or not in the item slot. So that's why that's only in the first code part. So if the item is in there does not equal, or so if the item in my cache does not equal the item in the slot, then we're doing a render update on that. So I think it's broken in the set block state. And if there is no item, that's when we're coming here. We're saying, okay, there's no item. This is making more sense. So there's no item in the block itself. Let's look at the second part of the code. If it does not equal no cloth, so if it has a color, then we're setting the block state to be just, no cloth, because there's no cloth in the slot. That's what we're doing. And then up here, right, we say, okay, there's an item in the slot. We go further and we say, okay, let's look at what we have, which the default is rot. I picked a random item. It's just me, So if rot does not equal like blue cloth in this case, then we go further, right? And then we say, okay, so let's set the block state, which it's going to be using the first code part, so it's cloth dash blue. So the first code part is going to be the blue for the item in the bed. And then we should be generating inventory mesh, which does all this. This is actually responsible for the, I think this is responsible for displaying the doll. Because if we come up to here, inventories, oh, yeah, this is the doll. Inventory slot 0. So yeah, that just does a refresh on the doll to make sure the doll is going to render. Set block state, so we just get a string here. So what we're doing is we're getting the position. We are calculating what the other half of the bed is. So north, south, east, and west. We're getting our copies. So if the last code part is south, which should be... Was this the bed we're playing with? Honestly, south should be here. Maybe that's where it's messed up. Right, because the sun is rising. Right, it is rising, right? Yeah, it is. I just saw it go up. So then this should be the south. Oh, it's not. It didn't do anything here. Interestinger and interestinger. Very interesting. I'm going to get rid of the localization for red storage bed so I could see the whole qualified, guess, keyword, phrase, whatever you want to call it. Storage bed, what am I dealing with? Redwood. Let's just comment this out. And we'll reload the world. Ah, still crap. Yeah, that sucks. My hair's getting really long. I find myself like just kind of feeling it because I got naturally curly hair, black curly, so it like curls right in the back, big old Superman curl. Okay, so at least it's rendering that now. So north, so this is considered north. That's also north. Interesting. That is also north. Oops. That is also north. Interesting. I think something fundamentally changed with the code that I copied for beds. I may have to audit the overall bed code. Here, we're gonna come over here to a fresh place. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll put, yeah, really interesting how I think the problem's just me finding the other block, that we're supposed to update. That way I can do a change on that. Because that's really all I'm doing. I'm doing a soft change on the block itself. That way it can register, right? Because it changes this part, like the code for the cloth, to whatever the color is. And then the renderer picks it up and says, oh, okay, it's this block now. Here's your proper texture. Notice that when placing stuff, oh, yeah, when placing things down, like I just did, nothing came up here, right, for this got to here. Nothing there. It did do it here, and not there. But see, it's saying block 1 equals air. So I think this is just messed up right now. Is it not north copy? Should these be changed? So was I right with something like I'm gonna copy all this so I have it preserved, and I'm gonna just we're gonna comment it out. I'm gonna paste it in. There we go. That way I can see how it originally was set up. So let's try and flop these. South, north. I'm not even going to do the east and west yet. I remember this used to be so freaking annoying when I figured it out the first time. Block standard storage. Oh, you know what I could do? Although I don't think it's going to work. Let's pull up GitHub. And then we're going to look at the change history. We're going to come all the way down to Vice blocks. Here we go. And we are going to look at the bed logic. Because the funny thing is, I actually cleaned up the bed logic. So there may be something that I took out that I thought I did not need. Maybe. Oh my goodness. I bet I borked it. I broked it. Oh yeah, this is the original. You know what? Okay, so GitHub is not going to help there, but I could come over to because I remember saving this right from the previous one. Mods, vice blocks, source, common, block entity. Here it is, the original bed, baby. And we're going to look to see how I set it up on the bottom. I have a feeling I probably got rid of something or commented something out, and I'm like, oh, we don't need that, without actually looking at the code, and I broke it. Come on, you can load. God, I know my computer's old, but god damn. There we go. Here we go. Let's go towards the bottom. Yeah, see, like I used to have like all of this crap in there, and I'm like, no, we don't need it. Okay, so I'm gonna move this over here. God, I gotta get rid of some of these windows. Wood window we're not using anymore. Okay, so we got all of this, right? This block equals new block. Yep. This block equals new block. I'm going to shrink this down a bit. And this is the current code. So the exchange block looks like that is set up correctly the old way. Let's come up here. So I'm getting the blocks from different locations. Block, code with variant, cloth, state, string type, cloth, and then we're putting the state in. Yeah, that's fine. Block 1 and block 2 is fine. North, copy of north. So I probably should put these back. South, north. Because to my knowledge, these beds were indeed working. And we got all this magic. Just going to minimize that. Okay, and then there's this. So I put in a null check here. And then I say this block first code part 2 dot equals no cloth, set block no cloth. And I remember putting this null check in to potentially prevent any kind of weird spudsy crash. And then we had this, right? This item, stack 9. We do the set block state. Yep, first code part 1. And then we cache it. So I wonder why it worked before then. Would it be this? It couldn't have been this. No, it couldn't have been that. If this fixes it, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed because I'm going to have no idea what actually broke it. Okay, thank God. Because that would have just been stupid. I'm like, that's the only thing I added. And it was a safety thing. We're going to close that out. Oh, man, I didn't save. Why do I do that? Now I'm going to have to place beds down again. Oh, man. All right, we're putting this back in. I think I just have to start fresh with my code, piece by piece. My question to myself is why am I... What's with all this other crap here? Right? Why do I have plain dot rotate? I really, really, really should have cleaned up this code. So block 1. So this should be block 1. This should be block 2. So what am I doing? Getting location. Block 1 code with variant cloth. We're going to navigate to code with variant. Okay, so I'm appending. Okay, that makes sense. And we're getting the state, and the state is up here, so I'm getting the string. So I'm saying, okay, for the variant of cloth, it's going to be blue. So block code with variant cloth blue. Then I'm getting new blocks from the location. So really what I need to look at is two sets of things here. I need to look at the old block, and then I need to look at what I think the new block should be. So we'll type in new, and then new block and block. I noticed ever since I got an update for .NET Framework, building in Visual Studio has become slower. Used to be really quick. Now there are times when I have to sit there for like 10, 15 seconds, just wait. Ah, delicious. Oh, all my beds are still here. Cool. Whoa, did you see it flickered now? Yeah, so it's flickering. So it's making the change and then something is happening to change it back. Let's see if it's reflected in this. So what happened? Block 1 and block 2 on the client. It says, okay, block 1 is blue, block 2 is cloth. The new block says, okay, well, that's weird. And then what about this? Then it says blue and blue. No cloth and then blue and blue. Why is it calling this multiple times? And then it's saying, oh no, sorry, wait, it's air. This is so fucking weird. Air. This is not getting things in the correct things are just borked on this. Like it's almost like something behind the scenes, right? Like some core methods that I've been using has just changed their base function. Which I mean, this was 116.1, I think was the last one. So yeah, that would make sense. All right, we're gonna pop this here. I'm gonna focus on one bed, and then I'll come back to those. Bam, bam, bam. Holy shit! Look at that. This is being called way too many times. Like, look at this. This apparently is the west. Even though the funny thing is when you hover over it, it still says north, but this is west. So we're primarily targeting west right now. And then for the west, it says, okay, for the client, we do two sets, which doesn't make sense. It's saying like for this block, right? No cloth and then blue. So that does it correctly. And then it's doing it again and it's saying, oh wait, I need to put block positions with this. I think that's going to be the best way to really see what the hell it thinks it's looking at. So API. So that would be getting the block. I don't need that. I need to get the, here we go, get block location now. New block. That's the asset location. I want the block position. So what I want to look at is feet position, I'm pretty sure. And I want to look at the feet position printout. I'm going to do it for each one. That way I can see if it changes. Because the feet position, I believe between block 1 and 2 should be the same. Between new block 1 and new block 2, it should be the same. If they are not the same, then my calculations are seriously borked. I mean, it's already kind of borked because it's like it's doing something twice. Is anything else broken with my inventory? Okay, so I can only put something in the first position here. These other ones are not working. I wonder if the inventory system itself may be messed up then. I may be looking at the wrong part of the code. Because it looks like it's the same position. Oh wait, we're looking at the west, so 7070. Yeah, it looks like it's all the same. That's good. It's not bouncing around at least. Nope. And then look at this. For this one, it's reversing it. It's saying instead of the head, it's starting at the feet, and then it's going to air. So what is going on? And why is the rest of our inventory not working? Ten. That's fine. And then that would be fine. Slot modified renders the update. API side equal to server. Save useless triple remesh, only letting the server decide when to redraw. Should redraw. Okay, let's look at maybe I was looking at the wrong part here. Inventory specific. So item slot storage. Item slot storage. So 0's that, 9 is that. And then the rest should just be standard storage. Max slots should be 10. Let's make sure. Yep, max slots equals 10. So that is fine. I think this is going to be one of those things I need to look at all of this code. For the combination, I'm going to have to look at the parts that pertain to beds for beds. I don't think that's going to be where the issue is. I think the issue is with these block states. Unless this needs to... It's just weird how, like, it's setting the block position multiple times. It's doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's doing it. And then it looks like really it should only be these 2 times. And even then, that's not right because looks at the old block, the new, like it's still broken, but at least it's broken in a way that makes sense. I wonder if I just set this to server side, right? What if I do? We'll do this. I'm gonna make a big old if statement. Boop. There we go. So instead of that, I'll say server. I'm going to take all of this, cut. We're going to try and paste it in here. Tab all that out. There, now it should only be running on the server. And it very well could be only running on the server. Save, fireball. Let's just reload the world. That is a pretty big change that I just did. And we'll open up the inventory and see what's happening. We should only get one call, right? As soon as you put the item in. On item change, we get the one call. Nope. Not happy. Movable. There we go. Yep. Oh, shit. Whoops. Okay, now, here we go. Whoops. I didn't mean for that. Oh, and look at that. It's already trying to help out. Although now it's not helping out at all. Is it? Okay, it's at least hitting server only here. Yeah, it's not updating the blocks. Very interesting. I'll look at this more off stream. I'm spending way too much time on it. I wanted to make the calendar block. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make the calendar block. So let's open up an editor here. Let's make a quick model for it. Okay. Ready for launch. All right, I am going to look into survival shapes. Go under block. And I believe this is going to be some kind of I want the frame, right? The item frame. Maybe not the item frame, the picture. What's it called? Painting. There we go. This is going to be a 1x1 sized block. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to come over to here. We are going to go down to shapes, item. No, this is going to be block. So what do we got? Window, bed. This is going to be a one-off, so I have to shut down the game to do this. We're going to open in File Explorer. I'm going to paste this in. We're going to call this the calendar. I'm going to come back over here, add existing item, shapes, block, calendar, add. There we go. Now we're going to come back up to the calendar. We're going to point to our new calendar block. Get rid of this. Shape inventory. interesting. It's in there. Let's go back to shapes. Block calendar is indeed correct. So we're going to copy this and paste it in. For the textures, for the painting, we're going to leave that blank. So when we're done with this, like if everything is correct, it should look like a painting with white in the middle and a big question mark. If everything was done correctly. And we should have only one calendar in there. I believe the thermometer is going to inherit the old painting. And that's just a placeholder. So it's going to look like two, but through the name, we'll make sure there's only one. Delicious. Yep. So that would have been the thermometer. And there it is. Block calendar spring north. We're going to grab it. And we can place it. Okay. Now we got to think about what the model's going to look like. Honestly, I think it should look pretty thick. Maybe I could maybe make it like 2 blocks here, and then the rest can be the calendar. I could have a picture kind of in the middle here. Or maybe I could have like one thick block up top, and then I can have another subsection here so far, and then I can start breaking it out to the calendar part. How many days are even in? Is it like every 10 days for a month? I gotta look it up. So here we go. Vintage story days per month. 12 days per month. Oh, that's just how to change the days per month. Each month has 9 days. It used to be 12 when initially implemented, but this was later introduced 1.14. Okay, so the default seems to be 9. We could check that. February 7th / time set day. That's February 8th now. February 9th. February 10th. 11th. 12th. So there are 12 days. March 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10, 11, 12. And April. Okay, so there are 12 days. That's good to know. That's actually good to know because then we could do a couple rows. Okay, I'm starting to get an idea here. All right, so let's do File, Open. Let's go to Shapes, Block, Calendar, Open. All right, so this is what we're working with. Let's go ahead and add a cube. And that rain sound is going to piss me off. I'm going to hate that rain sound. Okay. So let's bump this up 1 over 1 all the way down. Something like that. Okay, so we have what, 14? Yep, so we got 14. I think we want to go with 12. Move this over 1. And then we can move it up 1. That up. So basically we would have this would be a static image. So really bump. This would be the amount of days if we have 6 and 6 for the 12. Interesting how it's doing that. Oh, actually, I'm going to be getting rid of that whole layer right there. Right, so we're going to have this. Now, this could be like a border. And then I can have a picture here, right? And then that picture, the idea is what I want this calendar to be is in case you don't have, you know, the mod right that you can see up in the corner. I want you to be able to have something in your home that you could just like hover over. The box up top will, show you. It'll say like, today is, and then it'll have the, month, day, year information. But you'll be able to look, be like, oh, like the calendar looks like it's spring, because of the spring picture that I put on there, summer, winter, fall, right? Or summer, fall, winter. We're doing it in order. So, right, so you put it on, you hover over, it'll tell you the date, and it changes. That's really all it's going to do. And like I said, it's just the alternative in case, this up here is too cheaty. I may put the time in too. Not sure. But see, there's going to be this, and then there's going to be the thermometer. Although, should I just make them both the same kind of item? Maybe it could just be called like the weather station. Because then I could maybe have... I could have the thermometer part pop out. Let's try and piece this out, right? So let's make another cube. Move it, oops, that way, right? No, it's maybe something. Let's make it a little thicker, maybe. So right, like maybe on the one edge, I could have something like this, right? And this could be the thermometer part. But then it's kind of cutting into the evenly spacing of the 6 days. Unless I can find a way to... Oops, I didn't want those to be interlocked. Here. Yeah, that kind of... It's going to kind of suck a little bit, isn't it? Because I think it'd be cool to have like the weather, and then it would give an estimation, right? Like I don't want to do images for each thing, but it could be like if it's really warm, right, summer, I can just have the temperature bar kind of static up high. Since it's Celsius, it's gonna make it easier, right? And then I can have like a middle point, so once it starts getting to the middle, and then the negatives, right? So it can update every now and then. And then I can have the yeah, so maybe the weather station idea is better then. I just got to figure out how I want to do this. I think I'm getting an idea. So with this, thinking I need to import a texture. I hate that it does that. There we go. All right, so let's go to face, image, import. Textures, block. Let's just do stone. Apply. Boop. There we go. Just so we can see the facing a little better. And then this would be the outer, right? Okay. I am getting that. I'm getting an idea. Let's come down to the cube here. That's not what I wanted to do. I can cut this down. I can cut this down. This I can increase, right? Gotta offset it. And then this part, we can actually just offset this positioning by a 0.5. So let's import a couple more textures here. Face, image, import. Come on, do I have a wood? Painting, gravel, stone. Nope. Comfort doll. You know, we'll just do fur one because it's brown. Apply. Right, so something like that. I can add a couple more to make it look like it's attached on both ends. But then we can have like this could be the thermometer here. And then this would be, let's do image, whoops, import, and we'll make this black. Something like that. That means that this bottom would be the same kind of image, so apply, whoops, north facing, image, apply. There we go. North, image, click, apply. Of course, I'm going to go through all this and do it right. So this would equal out to, like, I can do little textures, right? And then I can number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This probably should go a little further down now that I'm looking at it. Cube position, right? So it could sit back there. And then we could probably duplicate this, bring the positioning up. And then in here would be probably whatever the picture is for the season. Actually, I could take this because I do want a little depth. So that would fit there kind of perfect. If I want to, I probably want to bounce it out just maybe make it half. There's something like that. Then over here we can create a new cube. I could punch it out a 0.5. I can probably at this point we can punch it down a point negative 0. Oops. Right, and then we can punch it back 0.75, no, 25. Right, that way it looks like it's kind of socketed in there. Or better yet, this could be a cap for it. So I guess I could change this a little bit to maybe make it a 3. Bring it down. Let's push it out 1 in this direction. At this point, I could do a 0.25 here. We can extend the block in. Got a little Z fighting there, but I can fix that very cleverly. Not really clever. I can literally do just like a 4-9. That way that gets rid of the Z fighting. But I probably want to do a 5-1. That way it doesn't overlap. Now what we could do is duplicate this. I can move the positioning up. Oops. Go. Right, and then that could be the thermometer. If I want to get fancy with this, I could put this sideways. Let's see. We could see what it looks like sideways, and then I can like embed it in there just to give it a little more depth. I may have to bump this out a little or move this sideways too, which actually that would probably be the better solution. I could just bump this sideways, which means that this needs to go out one more block. This needs to go out one more block. I need to recenter this and this. Since these are all together, I can just grab them all here. Now, the origin is going to be tricky. 0.25? Just kidding. Guess it won't be tricky. 14.25, no. 15. So that should be... That is not center. That looks to be about center. Let's go ahead and do the facing of this. I'm just going to take the image, apply. I want to apply it to all sides. Copy, paste. That won't work. Paste. There's a way to do it, right? Copy, paste. There it is. Paste. I don't need to do the caps because they are hidden. All right, and now let's rotate all of this by 90 degrees. Oh no, we got to do a 45-degree angle. There we go. So that would be the weather station here. I got to move it out a little bit. So we have to undo that. Interesting. There we go, manually set that. All right, so let's bump this out by 1. And then let's go back to 45 degrees. There we go. That way nothing's bleeding out from the side there. It does look like it would, you know, because that's the edge. I could potentially... See, I can't really bump this out. It's already making this look weird. I could try and make this just 1, but I think that would be too skinny for what I'm trying to accomplish. Something like this. Let's do image, resize. Let's multiply this by 400%. There, now with this we can start playing a little bit. So if that's 48, 26 would be the middle, so I could start pumping that in. The cap is going to be tricky. We can try 3 pixels on each side. Yeah, because that would give us 24 at that point. And then if we multiply this, or so it would be 11, so we would have another there, 11, another there. Nope. That doesn't look quite right. Guess I could do this. Copy, paste. Oh, no wonder why it's not working. So I definitely did it wrong. It's supposed to be 24. Oh my god. I did it at 26. God. There we go. 24, copy, paste. Yeah, that would be better there. And now what do I have in the middle here? So that would be 20. I gotta shift this up 1. And then shift this one down 1. And then just for a base temperature, I will make this bright red. It's not going to be the prettiest, but it will do the job. File, save as. Oh boy. Let's go under desktop, model creator. I will do WS for weather station dash temp. Boop. Okay, face, image, import. Oh wait, I have to now convert that. That's right. That's right. Because I'm not going to be able to import it as a non-square block. Pretty sure I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, it's going to come out weird. Yeah, just as I thought. Although, I mean, honestly, that's not as bad as I thought it would be. Let's look at the facing. It doesn't look like I'm muted. Your Twitch may be broke. I'll type it just so. Oh, man. Right? No, everything's good. Everything's good on my end here. Yep, very interesting. Ooh, so what I probably should do is I'll copy this. File, new. We'll do 64 by 64. Okay. Paste. File, save as. WS temp, yes. Image, apply. There it is. Apply. Okay, so that is more like it. So then we can copy this, paste, paste, and paste. I can hear other streams, but not yours. All right, I'm going to try and refresh it here.